This footage right here that you're seeing now is what these plants looked like when I planted them. Unfortunately, some weeks later, this is what the plants look like now after they've been ravaged by worms and moths and the sun and everything else imaginable. I guess I'm not the gardener that I thought I was. So what's going to happen right now is that this structure I'm working on right here was something I built for another planter I had earlier on. And that was a place I had the mints also. I was plagued by the same problem, moths and worms and all that. I built this covering so that I could actually keep the insects and everything off to give the plants a good chance to get going. Of course, once again, I neglected to water like I should. So they went by the wayside also, and now my wife has other plants in there, so I decided to give it another shot. So what I'm doing is taking apart this structure that I had for the previous planter, and I'm getting the size for the planter that I have now where the mint plants are. So I want to revive these plants once again. And I'm thinking, hoping that I will actually stay on task and get everything done and actually keep watering them. So that's pretty much what's going to happen as I get this thing put together and place it over there, and then get the plants on a recovery program so that I can actually grow them and make sure that they grow the way they're supposed to. I'll also get some kind of cloth to put on the plants also, because it seems like they're getting a little bit too much sun. I'm not sure why that is, because these plants grow nicely outside, but I'm on a discovery mission, so I'm going to see what it takes to get these plants to grow, or else. But anyway, this is going to go ahead and play out, and I will get on to the next part of the video. So stay tuned and catch the next part of this video. So we hope to get this thing together, so stay tuned. Since I showed you guys what a terrible gardener I am, and hopefully I've corrected that, I'm going to go ahead and put in some cucumber plants over here. Mind you, I'm still dealing with the same problem as before, and that is not enough sun for things that need full suns. Now, according to the information on these cucumbers here that I'm going to plant, I need about 6 hours, and I think I get just about that, if not a little bit more, from this little area right here. So I have 3 plants I'm going to put out and just kind of see if we can make something grow, and maybe I can redeem myself. But if not this growing season, maybe next. I'm putting a little manure out. I can mix it in, give just a little bit more nutrients to the soil, because I haven't put anything in here for quite some time to make sure that the soil is good. So I have a couple of bags of this steer manure I'm going to put in, make sure I mix it in real well and give it a go. Still trying to redeem myself from that catastrophe that you guys saw earlier. in this video. So that's what we have right now. And this will be pretty quick because I'm just going to plant these guys and put some water on them, make sure they're nice and wet. And once again, I'm hoping that I can continue watering and doing what I'm supposed to do. I think that's one of the main reasons that I'm being a terrible gardener, because I don't stay on task with all of this. So I'm going to attempt that, and once again, I can try and redeem myself. That's what we're looking to do. So putting down my screen so they can climb a bit. Oh, I better put this back in. So that's what we have going. Okay, let's get our little hose dug and we'll get this going. It's a little bit late right now, but not too late for this. So you guys will probably hear a bit of the airplanes coming over. But there isn't going to be much talking anyway, so should be okay. So there are 2 and 3 plants in each of these pots. I'm not going to separate them. I'm going to leave their roots intact and all together, just so I don't harm them. And see if we can have some that will travel and make some nice cucumbers. And of course, I try to plant the things that I like to eat, and I like cucumbers. So that's one of the reasons I decided to try those. And of course, once again, I'm trying to see what's going to grow in this area, because my sun comes up here around 12 o'clock and it goes over here. My next door neighbor has a 2-story house, so right around 5 or 6 or so, if not before, I started getting shadow over here. So I want to just see what will grow in these areas, because it's a lot of space out here. And if I can't find anything that will actually grow here, it's just a waste. So I'm doing my best to make sure I can put something here. And along with my mint plants, this is like my second attempt at putting something here. So we're going to see how it goes. I try and keep the earth worked with the shovel so that it's never too hard. And thus far it's been good. I at least do that. I don't do a whole lot of planting. And of course this year my wife hasn't done a lot of planting, so I'm just going to try and keep it going. See, that was pretty quick. So what I'm going to do now is just give a little water and we'll be good. So I'm still trying to come up with other plants I can put here. So if you guys got any suggestions out here of plants that I can put here that don't require full sun, that would be a good thing. Because right about now, I'm willing to try just about anything. Now before, we've had tomatoes here, and they've done well for the most part, because once again, I'm not always taking care of them the way that I'm supposed to. But I've got some pretty decent tomatoes here. There's been some peppers here. Those grow pretty well, and I like those. So I may actually think about putting some peppers here also. So that's what I just might do, so that I can cover the space, because I got a lot of space out here that needs to have something in it, and I can try and get my growing chops back in order, because, you know, with those mint plants, and that's not the first time those mint plants have gone south on me. So once again, maybe I'm not the best gardener, or not like I used to be when I was a kid. But then of course you can say, well, me being a kid was a very, very long time ago, and maybe I've just forgotten all the stuff I thought I knew. So there we are. But at any rate, we got those guys in the ground, and I've showed you my mistakes from the last time. So what else is there? So I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to end this video right about now, because I think I have enough water and we are good. So that's going to be about it. So I will give you a report on how these things are doing in the next month or two, and hopefully my mints over here will revive. And since I put this netting over them to keep the varmints out, so, and I think it's mostly moths and worms, and I even saw a little grasshopper, a little tiny green grasshopper, but they just have it out for me this time. So I have to see if I can't make a comeback with all this. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next video.